Alright, hey guys, what's going on? This is the Mansplaining Mike show. I'm Mansplaining Mike. And today we're just going to talk about how our country is always being disrespected by people hanging up other flags, like on public property or private property, their homes, for people, so that people can see that you're supporting another country instead of our country. Like, there's no point in us being in America if you're more proud of where you came from more so than you are America. Then you should probably go back to where you came from, because obviously things weren't going so well there, and that's why you came to America. So you came here for refuge. A lot of the people that are here, and they hang these foreign flags or these rainbow flags too, the sissy flags or the pride flags. All of that stuff is un-American. Everybody who's here in America, their families came here for a reason. A lot of them to escape communism. But we got people hanging up flags that represent communism, especially since the illegals have been coming across the border, planting flags in the ground. Like, I saw a video from Michael Young, and he was just at the border showing people who are coming across, and there was a guy who came across with the Venezuelan flag. He also came across with a rifle on his shoulder, and then when he made it across, and he made it like to where there was some dirt or whatever, obviously they're crossing into the desert, there's dirt everywhere. He just like basically staked his flag, the Venezuelan flag, on American ground. That's a symbol of war. Like, when somebody stake a flag in your ground, that's something people go to war for usually, to protect their country. Our country is just allowing them to come over, and we're being taken over. And that's not the only flag that I want to complain about. Like, it's not so much Venezuela. I have Venezuelan friends. But when you come here and just disrespect our country, or act like you're not coming here for a reason, or the country you came from is better, then you need to go back to that country. Like, when my dad came to this country from Palestine, I remember growing up, there wasn't any Palestinian flag hanging on our door or hanging on our porch. It's not because we're not proud of Palestine, we are. But it would be in the house where we could see it as a family. We're the only people that need to know where we came from. It's not important for us to hang a Palestinian flag in America and disrespect all the soldiers in this country who fought for our freedoms. Like, every time an American soldier walks by a house or drives by a house and he sees that you have another flag hanging up, how do you think that makes him feel? And you might say a lot of our soldiers went and fought wars that really didn't need to be fought. You can say all of that, but they signed up for the right reasons. These men need to be respected. Like, they're people who love this country so much, they put their lives on the line to protect your rights. Whether or not that's what America is actually doing with our soldiers, that's another discussion. But the people who sign up for the military, these young men and women who sign up, a lot of them being from the South, they do it to fight for your freedoms and to make sure that you can keep your freedoms. Now, when there's a Democrat in charge and they start pushing communism, we could argue that they're not fighting for our freedoms. But I'm saying that the reason that they signed up thinking that they were fighting for our freedoms and they had our best interests at heart. So we need to at least support the men and women who dress up in uniform. We don't have to respect the government officials who send them to war for no reason, or even respect the wars that they're fighting. But you should absolutely respect every man and woman who puts their lives on the line to protect this nation, because they're doing it for you. They're not doing it for themselves. It's not a selfish act. I mean, some people might be doing it to get out of broken homes or a bad situation or out of the ghetto. That's why a lot of people sign up. But they're still signing up under the impression that they're doing it to protect you. So that's why they deserve your respect. The same reason we should respect the police. A lot of the police, not all of them, but a lot of the police signed up for a good reason. They signed up to protect your freedoms and your liberties, and to make sure that everybody is going through life without being robbed or stolen from, your houses being broken into. There's a lot that join for the wrong reasons, and they put they give you a bad view of the police, like the bad ones. But there's more good than there are bad. So, try, when you get pulled over, try and say something nice to them. Thank them for protecting the neighborhood. Whatever you got pulled over for doesn't really matter. If you're nice to the officer, he might let you go. But everybody wants to get an attitude with the cops. And that's why there's so many violent situations that happen with the cops. It's not because they're bad cops. It's because people just don't know how to respect authority. and thank them. I mean, you have to thank them. They're here to protect you. They might not be protecting you at the moment they pulled you over, but they might have been protecting somebody else depending on how bad your driving was. Or they might have thought your car was stolen and they wanted to check and make sure. That's not necessarily a bad thing that you should get mad at them for. I mean, if it's your car that got stolen, you would be happy if the police pulled the guy over who stole your car and brought you your car back. So, I mean, people need to go easier on the police, and they definitely need to go easier on our veterans. I mean, our veterans, they come home after fighting for this country, and they might have figured out when they were over there that they might be fighting for something they don't agree with, but they signed up to protect this country and to protect your freedom. A lot of them aren't happy with the reasoning for why they're fighting or where they're at or who they're protecting. But that's what they have to do because it's what the government makes them do. It's not why they signed up. You know, they signed up to protect me. They signed up to protect you. They signed up to protect our freedoms and our borders and our liberties. I would argue that some of them don't. Yeah, there's some people who probably join the military to support Israel. But for the most part, people that join the military to support America. Our government supports Israel with our taxpayer dollars, and they support the Ukraine with our taxpayer dollars. And it gives people a bad impression. But the men and women who signed up for the military didn't sign up to protect Ukraine, and they didn't sign up to protect Israel. There are people who go to Israel to fight for their militaries. There's people in New York that they think of themselves more as Israeli citizens than American citizens. So they go sign up to protect the borders in Israel and to fight against Palestinians who really aren't doing anything wrong besides trying to live their lives and live in their homes that are being stolen. But either way it goes, guys, I was just signing on for a little bit to talk about that. I'm making a studio right now, so this will probably be one of the last videos in the car. I mean, there might be some shorts and stuff in the car that I do, and I might do some videos outside of the studio where I'm interviewing people. I want to do that too, like especially before election time. I want to go around these neighborhoods and see how many Biden supporters I can actually find, because I never find any of those guys. Like 9 out of 10 times the people I run into are Trump supporters. I hardly ever see any Biden supporters, and it doesn't matter where I'm at. I can be in a black neighborhood, a white neighborhood, or a mostly Hispanic neighborhood. I can never find any Biden-Harris signs. I never see anybody talking about they want to vote for Biden-Harris. I never see anybody happy at the grocery stores either, that they're spending all this money, all this extra unnecessary money just to eat. So I think it'll be kind of a shocker to see how many people actually support Trump. And we might even get down to the bottom of, was the election stolen? Because if everybody says that they voted for Trump and we can't find any Biden supporters, but Biden somehow wins, hey, that would be something, right? I mean, I can't say that I'm going to talk to the majority of people in America. Of course, that's not going to happen. But I mean, just doing little tests, little neighborhoods. I want to know who is actually voting for who. So I might do that a little bit. And then I might do things to get people just to click on the show and watch the show. I don't know. I might do a couple of those hot chip challenges that make people tune in all the time. So I don't know. I'm going to try to have a mixture of different stuff on the show. Usually I'll just be talking about politics. Like when I go on long in the studio, that'll be for political talk. And when I do shorts, it might be in the car. It might be in the studio, or I might just run around interviewing people. I want to change it up a little every now and then and see what people are getting interested in and draw more people to the channel. And if you guys could please start liking, commenting, and sharing, I would really appreciate it. All right, you guys have a good day. I'm signing off now. This is Mansplaining Mike, Mansplaining Mike Show. Have a good one.